Yes, people, welcome back to the Red Zone. I'm AJ, and this is all your Manchester United sports, entertainment, and news updates. This is the match reaction video for last night's game against Tottenham, which finished Man United 2, Tottenham 0. Great performance from the boys. We're going to get into that, get into the performances, and we will be discussing the Cristiano Ronaldo situation, but we're going to discuss that towards the end. We're not going to take away from the positives that are last night. So let's get into it. First thing we have to say about last night is that is Eric Ten Hag ball. That's what we've been waiting to see. That's what we saw him do with his Ajax team over a few years. Every time we saw them play, pure intensity, great performance, 2-0, dominant. Tottenham weren't even in the game, if you ask me, at all. Absolutely shut them down. We saw massive improvements over all areas of the pitch, especially the pressing. Now, obviously, it's not the top pressing, what we see certain teams do, like City and Liverpool. But boy, what an upgrade it was last night. The pressing, oh my days. Compared to what we usually see, even Rashford, I'm not going to lie, Rashford was busting a gut. I didn't see him stop pressing from the front. Usually this is the man that we're bunning because the ball's 5 yards from him and he's just walking. But not just the individual one, but we mentioned Rashford because he's not used to it, but the whole team. We said in the last video that you have to press like a mighty duck flying V. Everybody has to push forward at the same time. And this is exactly what we saw yesterday. Rashford was doing it. Sancho was doing it. Come on, Anthony's a beast at it. Fred, oh my days. We have to put our hand up. He had a good game. We did say that he'll have a couple of good games here and there. I also said my nan would score a goal here and there. But when someone has a good performance, you have to big them up. We're not just going to say, oh, fuck Fred, this and that, just because he played well last night. I still don't think that his Manchester United title winning kind of pedigree, but he did well last night. Monster pressing from the front. Casemiro was obviously holding back, which gave him the freedom to do that. Bruno as well didn't stop. It was just the whole pressing game was just on another level last night. And to be honest, Tottenham found it hard to even get out of their box, let alone get into our half, which they probably did twice in the whole 90 minutes. Absolutely outstanding, and that's what we want to see. All we ask for, we've been saying it over the few videos that we've put up, we've been saying it as fans for how many years now since the game's moved on. The game is about pressing. If you're not willing to bust a gut and press for 90 minutes from the front, then you might as well go home, because you will pick up the points here and there. You'll pick up wins against certain teams. But when you come across top European teams, top teams in the Prem, it's just not going to work, because that's what everyone does. So to see that last night was, it was really good. It was really good. What else? The possession as well. Tottenham weren't even in the game. We were keeping possession so good. We were switching the plays so good. The interchanging, which is normally a big problem for us as well, the movement. We don't normally see a lot of movement, it's a lot of static and people having to find the pass, which makes it harder. But last night we had Fred, we had Bruno, both midfielders running in behind the strikers, which obviously is creating more problems, creating more space. Even when you see Sancho or Anthony pick it up on the side last night, there was a lot of options for them, which is why they both had good games as well. Let's have a look what we got down here. They're moving the ball, like we're saying, let alone the switches of play, just the moving. It was like two-touch past a lot of the time. I haven't really seen us play quick ball like that. To be honest, I haven't seen a performance like that since before Oli. So we had good performances. Every team can have a good performance here and there, but that was a proper, well-rounded performance, and that's what we've been waiting to see. Yeah, it could have been 2-0. It could have been 4 or 5, really. Apart from Lloris, Rashford missed a couple of chances, which is why he's not a striker. Like we say, he's more of a winger. But we're not going to bun him, because last night he absolutely busted a gut. And that's what we want to see. He was causing problems. He was running in behind. He was taking people on. He was having shots, not scoring, but at least he's creating the opportunities, or he's been on the end of opportunities created for him. Yeah, the players, it was some crazy performances all through the team, really. You had Delo, step overs up and down the pitch, busting in the tackles, whipping in the crosses. I think he had a couple of shots what hit Rose head, but that's what we want from our fullbacks, to be attacking like that. You also had Bruno. He picked up the man of the match award. It could have been about 3 or 4 people, but he just didn't stop. He was involved in everything, running in behind, the build-up play, finding passes to Fred through. Obviously, he took his goal really, really well, curled it around there into the top corner, so that was a great finish as well. The defence, alongside Delo, we had Varane played really well, but you expect that from Varane. That's why he's known as the Rolls Royce of football. But Martinez came in with his reputation. The first couple of games, everyone was talking about the height. He's 5 foot something. He's not big enough. Jesus. Last night was the best game I've seen Martinez play for us. It's probably the best game he's played in his career, if we're being honest. The man pocketed Harry Kane. If he went into his pocket after the game, he probably still had half of Harry Kane in there. Absolutely mad performance. Kane's 6 foot something, like they say, Martinez 5 foot something. It just doesn't matter. If you've got that warrior mentality, you're always going to come out on top. If you don't say no, you're not taking anything. As soon as Kane touched the ball, he was playing tight to him, he's getting in there. I seen him win a couple of headers against Kane as well. I'm not going to overgas that, but it's just the desire to get there. He just shut him down every time you seen him crunch in, take the ball, even if he's just smashing it out, so whatever, it's away from him. Son was quiet, so don't even need to mention him. But yeah, Martinez, absolutely monster performance. Casemiro, well, if Varane's the Rolls Royce, then Casemiro must, I don't know what you want to call him, Aston Martin, Bentley, whatever. Because this guy, and this is why we said it when we first signed him, has to play. I don't know if they just wanted to ease him in or not kind of disrespect Scott McTominay, but Jesus Christ. He's everywhere, he's reading the game, he's on another level, he's always making interceptions, reading where the pass is going to go, the tackles as well. When it started to get heated on the side, I see Casemiro come in, not afraid to get stuck in. Popping the passes off, keeping the possession, throwing, switching the play. He could have had a goal as well with that left-footed shot, which was a rocket, literally missed by about 2 inches. He's just a different class of CDM, and that's what we've missed for the last few years. We haven't really had anyone in there. Fair play to Fred, he played well last night, but when he plays CDM role, it's not enough. His pressing game's on point, but he can't read where the pass is going to be. He doesn't make that many interceptions, not when he's playing CDM anyway. So to have Casemiro there, that's a blessing really, because absolutely top player. We touched on Rashford, Anthony as well, and could have had a goal, hit the post with some outrageous curling shot from about 25 yards. Up and down like he always is, getting stuck in, not afraid to battle, helping out Delo. There was also a time down on the right wing where he had 2 Spurs players behind his back. He absolutely spun them, made them look stupid, had them on toast and was gone. It's just a really good performance from all the team, if you ask me. And what can we say? We've got Chelsea on Saturday, and that's what we look forward to. We want to see this every game. Now, I can't understand why they don't go out there with this mentality that they've saw now that if they follow what Ten Hag ball is, and they do it for 90 minutes. They outplay a team, like they didn't just beat Tottenham 2. I know it was only 2-0, but they didn't just beat them 2-0. They absolutely savaged them, smashed them to bits really, apart from the scoreline. But the game, they weren't even in it. So if the players don't see that and think, rah, you know what, maybe my man's right still. If we just do this and we just keep running, we keep the press going, we probably will be fucked after the 90 minutes. But you know what? We're going to outplay teams and we're going to come away with the points, which is obviously going to lead to more and more success. Do you know what I mean? A couple more additions on the same sort of level, and you can obviously talk about then you should be challenging for titles and that. Now, obviously, we're not there yet. I didn't even think we would make top 4 before the season started when we did our predictions. But if you can bring that level of performance every game, then why can't you say we're in the top 4 race? Obviously we are. We're in 5th at the minute and we're chasing Chelsea. If we beat Chelsea, there you go. But it's always a difficult game at the Bridge, and I think it's going to be a difficult game as well on Saturday. But like I say, if you take that mentality into it, take that sort of desire, spirit, fight mentality into the game, then there's no reason you can't go there and come away with a decent result. We'll just have to wait to see. Right, let's touch on the only negative from last night, because realistically we want to stick with the positives from last night, the performance, the result. We want to see more of it, but we will touch on the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. I think it was the 89th minute, and the board had just gone up with an extra 4 minutes of injury time, and what do you see on the TV? Cristiano Ronaldo getting up and walking the big walk down the touchline to the changing rooms. And to make it even worse, we've come to find out that not only did he go to the change rooms, he actually left Old Trafford Stadium before the final whistle went, which is a bit of a joke, to be fair. Ten Hag in his interview after the game, we were all hoping before Ten Hag came out that maybe he's gone in to get a warm down, a rub down, something like that, that he's told them, this is what, are you going to use me? And maybe someone's relayed to him that he's not going to be used, so he's going to go in there and warm down or whatever. That's what we were hoping. But Ten Hag come out and said he's going to deal with it tomorrow. He didn't know anything about it. He just literally saw him walking down the touchline like all of us. So really, you have to say, he's kind of taking a fucking piss. Do you know what I mean? He's disrespecting the club. He's disrespecting Ten Hag. He's disrespecting his teammates, and he's disrespecting the fans. He's not doing that in a away stadium. He's taking the piss out of 75,000 Man United fans. Like, if that was war, not because you're not getting or a battle, if you're not doing as good as the next man, you're gonna get off. And what happens if reinforcements came and you've left your man them out there high and dry? Nah, you don't do them things. Big disrespect. And obviously we're massive Cristiano Ronaldo fans. You see, we've turned the shirt around today. The shirt and the name and number will be back at some point, obviously, because it's a legend. Can't really let that fully tarnish. But he's gone for the day. He took the piss last night, so we're not having that name showing in the video. Yeah, you don't do that. You stay now. Realistically, this is a problem we shouldn't be having. He should have been gone in the summer. He obviously wanted to move on. Ten Hag was happy for him to move on, but dickhead Glazers again don't want to sell him because teams didn't want to pay a fee. They just wanted to take him for free because of obviously the size of his wages, 500k a week. Glazers think, oh no, fuck that, we're not losing out on 20 million that we could get for him. And you know what, we're gonna get some CR7 shirt sales with the new shirts anyway. Well, so if it weren't for them, all of this could have been avoided. Ten Hag's already got enough fucking problems to deal with, having to rebuild this bullshit team that's just been left to coast and get away with shit for years. Now he's got to deal with arguably one of the greatest players to ever play the game and keeping him happy, which obviously is a difficult task at the minute, because the way Ten Hag's playing, and especially last night, the way the team's playing, what you're supposed to do, you can't, you're not going to bring him. You could bring him on, but you can't argue that he didn't bring him on. The team, the best game we've seen him play in years, and we were winning. It weren't like we were losing. Nah, man. No one's bigger than the club. We love Ronaldo, he'll always be a legend, but no one's bigger than this club. Are you doing that, blood? You're taking the fucking piss. So I don't think he's going to feature on Saturday against Chelsea. He probably won't feature again now. He probably won't feature. Is that the last we've seen of Cristiano Ronaldo on his return to Manchester United? Because you've got the World Cup coming up, and then after that is the January transfer window. And let's be honest, the best thing for all parties is that he finds a club in January and we let him go, and Ten Hag gets a bit of cash to maybe bring in a Gakpo, bring in and just a forward player to help ease the burden. Obviously Martial, proper injury prone. But yeah, that could really be the last we've seen of him. Now, like we say, it's not going to fully tarnish his legacy, but at the minute, like, he can fuck off. The way he did that last night, he's taking the piss. But yeah, guys, we don't want to dwell on that too much. We want to look positive towards Saturday's game against Chelsea, because that performance last night was the best we've seen in arguably 3, 4, 5 years. Let us know what you thought of the performance, the players' performances. Let us know what you think about the Ronaldo situation as well in the comments. And that's about it for this video, guys. Make sure you give us a like, make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload videos. And I want to say thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Peace.